Hey guys, welcome back to another Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 video. In today's video we are going to be talking about Warzone 2's release as well as a second Warzone 2 map that is currently in development. So this is coming from Tom Henderson. He posted a tweet this morning, a second Warzone 2 map similar in size to Rebirth Island is in development, and he posted an article about this. So here's what he had to say. Sources have said that a second map for Warzone 2 is well into development, but it is likely to release sometime after Warzone 2 launches. Not much is currently known about the second map, but it has been suggested that it could be similar in size to Rebirth Island from the original Warzone. One source, who was recently partaking in a recent playtest for Warzone 2, said that the map was visible in the menu of the game, but the curator has stated that this map is currently in early development and was not available to play for that session. It's not entirely clear when this second map will be released, but it's likely to release during year 2 of Modern Warfare 2's cycle if the Warzone trend of content continues. This would indicate that the second map is likely to release in December of 2023. Assumptions can be made that the Warzone 2 map will also follow a similar release schedule to the original Warzone, which was released in March of 2020, and here we go, here's the kicker guys, suggesting that Warzone 2 will release in March of 2023, okay? So that's what everybody's been talking about so far. We've pretty much known, almost like for certain now, that Warzone 2 will not launch alongside the release of Modern Warfare 2. We can pretty much extrapolate that from a number of things. One, the leaks are saying that it will not release at the same time, as well as the fact that Activision themselves have not said that Warzone 2 will be releasing alongside it. If it were to release alongside Modern Warfare 2, that would be a huge marketing and selling point for Activision. They would hype that up. I guarantee you they would have told us about it by now, being like, hey, you know, Modern Warfare 2, like pre-order Modern Warfare 2, and you'll be able to get Modern Warfare 2 plus the new Warzone 2 game as well. So because that's not the case, it can only lead us to believe that, you know, it'll be following the same route as the original Warzone, and it will release sometime in the several months following Modern Warfare 2's release. So Modern Warfare 2 is releasing on October 28th of this year. It sounds like Warzone 2 probably won't be releasing until possibly March of next year. So he continues here though. He says, however, it's been suggested that this doesn't seem to be the case. Warzone 2 will seemingly not release on Modern Warfare 2's launch though, and will release soon after. One source had said that during a company-wide meeting earlier this year, Warzone 2 was currently set for a couple months after MW2, rather than the 5 to 6 months after launch that can be assumed based on the previous Warzone release. He says, of course plans can change, but it seems like the current plan is to release Warzone 2 around December through January of 2023. So sometime either later this year, at the end of this year, December through January. So honestly, that is a lot better of a release window than we expected. Like I said, it's expected that it was going to release upwards of, you know, potentially like March or April of next year. But it sounds like December/January, which honestly, I think maybe part of that is due to the community's reaction to Caldera. Caldera hasn't been, you know, as widely popularized by the community as, you know, the original Verdansk was, or even Verdansk 84. But I personally, I think that's a great decision. You know, the community's gonna, I'm sure, have a lot of fun with Modern Warfare 2 when it releases on October 28th. But after that, you know, I'm sure there's going to be a decent amount of the community is going to play Modern Warfare 2, play the campaign, play multiplayer, as well as play this new DMZ mode, and then be like, okay, cool. And then going back and play Warzone and being like, wait, we're back on Caldera again still, and be like, dude, okay, when is the new map coming? And so to force the community to wait for, you know, an extra 4 or 5 months after that to actually get the new game and the new map, you know, I think it is pretty smart to release it around December to January. Now, Raven did say last year, though, that they did make a mistake by releasing Caldera right before they went on vacation for the holidays, that they basically, you know, they dropped the new map and then they took off for a couple weeks. You know, they pretty much took almost the entire month of December off and a little bit into January, and that's when, you know, Caldera really had all those issues with it, and that's when the community really was like, dude, like, what is this map? This map is broken. That's where we had all those clips and stuff of people on PS5s and like landing on the map and none of the textures and stuff would load in, or, you know, you'd run into a building but like none of the textures for the floor were there, so you'd just be like walking on like invisible blocks or whatever. So there was a lot of issues with Caldera then, and it took him a while to actually get it fixed. It wasn't really until like Season 2 that we really got all these fixes down for Caldera. And Raven said that, you know, they pretty much screwed up with it. That a lot of the reason was because, you know, they dropped the new map and they took off for their holiday, And, you know, during that time, it's not like they can be like working and fixing the game necessarily. So they pretty much said that they vowed to not do that again, which makes sense because, you know, if this new map is going to be dropping around December to January, you know, it's probably going to, I mean, my guess is if it does drop in December, I think it would be a good exact time because of Christmas and stuff. You have a lot of people on their holiday break. It'd be a great time to actually drop it. You know, that's what happened with the original Warzone, is it dropped, you know, in the middle of the pandemic, like right when it started. So that's when we got a lot of people to actually hop in and try out the game. A lot of people were at home and, you know, they wanted a new game to play. And so, you know, that was where a lot of Warzone success came from. So I think it would be smart for them to do that. You know, they can capitalize on sales of Modern Warfare 2, and then also, like, right there at the end of December or even going into January, boom, drop Warzone 2. Because that's a perfect time. That's usually when Call of Duty games really start to kind of fall off, is right around the beginning of the next year. You know, January, it's like, oh, the community's already burnt out on the game. They've already played it for, you know, a couple months, and they're like, all right, where's the new content? You know, they're already expecting new content. They've already played a lot of the game, got to the max ranks, maxed out all their weapons and stuff. So they're looking for the next thing, which, you know, for the community would be Warzone 2. So it just makes sense. He continues saying, Warzone 2 is set to be a refresh for Warzone and to some extent be considered an entirely new Call of Duty title that is set to innovate on the success of the original Warzone. Just like other Call of Duty titles that are not the latest in the series, the original Warzone will still be playable, but support for the game will seemingly dwindle. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is set to release on October 28th. 2022, and is set to have a full reveal on June 8th, 2022. So, yeah, that's pretty much all we know about it, though, is that Warzone 2 will seemingly actually release December or January rather than March, as we previously expected. So, I mean, even if it does drop in January, that's still like 2 months earlier than we thought. But, you know, that'd be pretty cool, though. I mean, October 28th, that's basically beginning of November, so, you know, you can play Modern Warfare 2 for November, as well as, you know, December, and then play Warzone 2. So 2 months of Modern Warfare 2, and then hop into Warzone 2. I think that's great, especially considering all the good things we've heard about Modern Warfare 2, but, yeah, that's going to do it, guys. What do you guys think about this? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. What do you guys think about Warzone 2, you know, this new release date for it, as well as the decision for it to not actually release alongside Modern Warfare 2? Like I said, it's going to be weird having Modern Warfare 2 release, but also still be able to go and play on Caldera as well. Like, you already have a new game, but you'll be playing on the old Vanguard map still. So, I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments down below. I try to read all the comments. If you guys are new around here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.